I want to make this as quick as I possibly can because I gotta get my workout in my gym. Anyway, Judge Aileen Cannon has made the decision as to when the trial for the Florida documents case is coming out. May 20th, 2024. 5 months before the 2024 presidential election. An election that Donald Trump is desperately trying to win if he has any kind of hope of staying out of prison. I knew this was going to happen. I practically predicted it. Aileen Cannon is doing everything she can to protect Donald Trump. But here's the joke to all of this. Well, I shouldn't say joke. Well, joke on Donald Trump, I should say. Donald Trump still has multiple cases against him, and one of them is going to hang him. Most definitely, January 6th is going to hang him. We're getting reports that multiple people are being interviewed, and multiple people aren't getting target letters from Jack Smith and the rest of the Justice Department. The way I see it in this particular case, we knew it was going to happen. I guess what's making me mad about it is that it was so obvious that it was going to happen. Aileen Cannon, I don't know exactly what Aileen Cannon owes Donald Trump. And frankly, to be very honest with you, I don't want to know. Maybe she slept with him and now she does his bidding. Maybe he got him that judgeship for God knows how, and maybe she owes him that, but I don't care. This is so wrong. You know it's wrong, Cannon. Maybe you're trying to split the difference. See, I actually watched a few legal analysts when this news came out, saying that she split the difference. She gave not the amount of time that the prosecution didn't want, and the amount of time and did want before the election, and she didn't give the amount of time that Donald Trump and his lawyers needed to prepare a defense. The fact is, let's remind everyone, Donald Trump and his lawyers wanted to end this thing. They didn't even want a trial date even set, because they knew they didn't have a defense. They don't have a defense. Cannon should not have done this. They should have stuck with the December trial date. But instead, she decided to do Donald Trump's bidding. And frankly, what does this guy have on you, Cannon? What, did you do some insider trading and make money illegally? Is that it? Does Trump have a photo of you sleeping with boys? Because that's the only two things I can think of off the top of my head right now that could make a judge cross that kind of line for anything or anyone, especially someone like Donald Trump. So what does this guy have on you? Cannon, you need to recuse yourself immediately. You need to recuse yourself, because the longer you stay on this case, regardless of the trial date's been set or anything, you need to recuse yourself, because you are too close to this and you have a favoritism towards Donald Trump. The immediate appearance of impropriety alone should pull you off this case. But since you don't want to be pulled out, since you're not going to pull yourself off this case, do the honorable thing like a judge should. We're going to be watching you very, very closely. And quite honestly, people like you can't stand up to that light. The press is going to dig into everything you've done to the very last speeding ticket. And I hope you're ready to stand up to that kind of scrutiny. Donald Trump didn't. Every time they posted a story about Trump, he folded and he screamed on Twitter. Well, now he screams on Truth Social, screaming that the press is the enemy of the American people, all because they posted a story unfavorable to him. You, on the other hand, don't have that kind of luxury. You're a judge, a federal judge at that. You're not ready to handle that kind of scrutiny, E. Cannon. So my advice to you, although I'm loath to give a Trump whore like you some advice, get out of this case. Reassign it to someone else, because quite honestly, you're damaged goods. Plain and simple. If you rule, well, I was about to say if you rule in favor of Trump, if this is going to be a jury trial, which is going to be 10 times worse because Florida is pro-Trump. They're not pro-DeSantis. But here's the facts. You put yourself in the middle of all this, Cannon. Whatever Donald Trump paid you, or whatever he did for you, or whatever you did for him, and he's using this as leverage against you, walk away. You've already loaded the bullet in the chamber in the criminal justice system in this country. Don't finish the job by allowing Donald Trump to walk free because you're too much of a coward to stand up to him and say, no, I am not doing this. I stand for the law, not for you. It's bad enough that we have congressmen and senators right now threatening this country, threatening civil war, threatening terrorism for the sake of Donald Trump. Don't add your name into that list. Donald Trump is not worth it. He is just not worth it. And if you think he is, you're just as delusional, just as insane as the rest of his followers. And for that, you won't have my pity, you don't have my forgiveness. All you have is me coming to Florida, doing whatever I can legally to get you pulled off the bench. And if you want to take that as a threat, Cannon, you can. I will look at every single case law I can think of to get your ass pulled off the bench. Because you want I can't even think straight. I'm so angry. You want to act like Donald Trump's personal defense attorney rather than acting like a damn judge whose job is to enforce the laws, to interpret the laws. You swore to defend the Constitution and the laws of this country. But your client is Donald Trump, not the American people and not the criminal justice system. So you have no business being in the criminal justice system at any capacity, let alone being a judge. You set the date. Donald Trump is going down for this. If not this, something else, especially January 6th, where his head is in the noose. And every day he talks about it, it's not me who's tightening that noose. It's not the criminal justice system that's tightening that noose. It's not Jack Smith. It's not MSNBC. It's not CNN. It's not any of the voters. It's not the people of America that's tightening that noose around your neck, Trump. You tightened that noose the second you let January 6th happen. And I'm not the one who's going to push you off that block when the time comes. You are. It's a shame because you could have been a great president, a great leader. Instead, you used the presidency to make yourself look like a demigod. And you failed at that miserably. Now, it's time to pay the piper. Before there can be peace, there must first be a great suffering. The greater the suffering, the greater the peace. Your suffering's begun, Trump. At some point, you will get peace behind the jail cell. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.